Welcome to another episode of Aman's Unfiltered. Today we're going to explore the evolving landscape of modern romance. I'm your host, Amanpreet Kalra. We're going to be diving into a topic that's both pretty intriguing and not very spoken about within our community. The comparison between dating apps and traditional dating methods. Now, I believe that dating has transformed dramatically over the past couple of decades. Traditionally, I feel people met their partners through mutual friends, family introductions, social events, or even chance encounters at public places like cafes, bars, or at friends and family weddings. That's how I met my husband, through chance encounter. Now, these meetings often allowed for a more organic development, you could say, of relationships with gradual discovery and deepening of connections through shared experiences and interactions. However, the idea of dating apps has revolutionized this landscape, offering a vast array of potential matches at just a swipe of a finger. Now, these platforms promise efficiency, convenience, and I bet a seemingly endless pool of possibilities. But yet, they also do come with their own set of challenges. I guess some would say superficiality, paradox of choice, and the commodification of relationships. Now, to help us navigate these complexities, we have a guest on my show. His name is Chandan. Some of you know him as Chad, the up and rising comedian and from Nary Taylors. Now, he has experienced both traditional and app based dating. Let's welcome him to the show and let's find out more. Welcome, Chad. Welcome to my show. How are you feeling today?
Hi, Aman. I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be part of an important conversation, I hope.
That's great. You're ready to get controversial and things like that on my show?
100%. It's unfiltered, right?
Okay, so no holding back, right?
No, definitely not.
Perfect. All right. So let's start with a broad question. So, how does traditional dating truly compare to using dating apps?
So I think that both sides, traditional dating and dating apps, has their pros and cons. I'll start with traditional dating. I feel that traditional dating, based on what my experience was when I was dating before all these phones and apps came out, it was definitely easier for me to meet someone, talk to someone, get to know their persona, get to know what type of person they are. There's some banter, there's charm. There's a lot of things in traditional dating that I feel dating apps lose these days. Because dating apps, you have a million options. You text someone, it can be a very bland text, it can be a very good, a long text, a short text. People are always playing games on these apps. There's so much variety that I feel that people are not taking it seriously like it would be in traditional dating. Because when you meet someone at a bar, a restaurant, or somewhere, you are kind of with the intention that you want to get to know that person to possibly have a future. You may not think of it at first, but you might click. There's a higher chance, I feel, in person to click than there is on apps, because you both are doing your own. You're literally in the moment with traditional dating where you're talking to each other, you're present fully. But on apps, you're messaging each other. One takes 12 hours, one takes 4 hours. You kind of lose that kind of charm in a sense, and the banter going back and forth, I feel, as well.
But don't you think like nowadays there are these dating apps that are concentrated just for people who are looking to settle down as well?
So that's actually a great question, because there are certain apps like Hinge or ones that market for you to delete their
Right.
apps, right? And to be honest, I mean, their algorithm works on people hooking up and keep on coming back to dating. So yeah, they can market it how they want, but I feel like it's dating has just lost its true sense of like being genuine when
Yeah.
it comes to apps, because there's 5 different platforms. You're having the same profiles on all, and you're just putting a persona out there that you may not even be. It could be very
Right.
fake, and people are just posting pictures that are maybe not them. There's scam artists. There's so many ways you can get duped, I feel, as well.
But as you get older, do you think it's more challenging now dating traditionally than it would be to resort to a dating app?
100%. So that comes to my pros about dating apps
Right.
because they're, like I said, the cons already and the pros of traditional. Pros of dating apps, I would say, it's definitely that you can connect with more people. It may not be a great connection or genuine, but you definitely have a variety.
Right.
And then on top of that, just having multiple choices makes you a higher chance for you to maybe meet someone. Dating apps, they definitely have their pros. We live in a technological world and everyone wants to be on their phones. But if you think about it, what happened to the romance? What happened to a
Mm.
guy chasing? What happened to a girl wanting to be like, what do you call it? What's a wooed? A girl like this, I feel like this is, maybe I watch too many movies, but this is
But do
becoming
you
lost.
personally do
Oh
that
yeah,
though?
if I had the choice when I meet someone in person, I would love to be romantic, and I like doing that. But the problem is, I'll tell you, I think dating apps change this factor so much that people play so many games that in real they don't want to show their true sides. They might be super romantic, they might be super genuine and so sweet, but because if they show too much feelings, if they do too much, they might get, oh, this guy, or, I don't want to talk to him anymore. It's just become a whole playground, I would say, with the dating
Wow.
apps. And I'm part of it. I have no choice but to do it.
So you've experienced all
Oh
this
yeah, I
already.
have experienced this and more, and definitely been, I wouldn't say catfished, but but definitely the girl or the person did not turn out to look like the pictures she's posted.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's
wow.
definitely happened. It's a lot of filters and makeup sometimes. And then the best I got was because people. Oh, another thing is people prejudge you on dating apps.
Hmm.
They already have a perception of you, who you are, and what you are in your mind, in their minds, because they see that you're a business person or like you work for this or that, and then they come ask you questions. But where's the fun in that? What about like
Hmm.
literally bumping into each other or seeing someone you find attractive at a restaurant or something and going up to them and wanting to know them without knowing anything about them? That's what I feel the true essence of dating has been lost through dating apps.
Wow. Okay, so this is going to be a really interesting questions, right? Because since you are on dating apps, have you ever met or seen any of your friends, whether they're girls or boys? Have you like come across your friends on any of these
Oh
dating
yeah,
apps?
100%. I've seen my exes on it. It doesn't bother me because once you're done with someone, everyone has the full right to be on these dating apps. And I feel that seeing people that I know, I don't understand why in the amongst my friends as well and just the world that I live in, people make it such a big deal.
Hmm.
What's the problem? Everybody's on dating apps, and then they even look at it as a negative way that this person is on Tinder or that person is on Bumble and they shouldn't be, and like even though they're single.
Okay, that's a very interesting insight. So, do your parents know that you're on a dating app?
Oh, I definitely have mentioned it a thousand
How
times
do
to
they
them.
feel about it?
They're just happy that I'm trying to find a partner, let's put it that way. They wouldn't mind if I went to any means or measure,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure it's not easy or fun being single at
no,
nearly 40,
no, it's
right?
definitely not. And that's another topic. I don't know. I feel like it's sad that it's taboo that because you're 35 and above and single, like something's wrong with you. Maybe you just haven't
Yeah.
found the right person. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you don't feel that this like it's a necessity at that point. You have other goals in life and things you want to do.
So do you believe or do you think societies unfairly judges when you're at that point in life when you're 35 and above, you're single, you're
Yeah.
unmarried, and you might have had encounters with families saying like, oh, hooking you up with this and that person, and you reject them, right? Because maybe they don't match with you or your lifestyle. So do you think like society judges or burdens you on this matter a
I'll start
lot?
off by saying, so I cover all bases, that women definitely get it worse than men. But I have definitely felt it myself too, because I'm 36 going on 37
Right.
and haven't dated someone in a while. And the thing is, I definitely do get the pressure and I definitely do get that look. People have come up to me and asked me, why aren't you married? And then I say like just haven't found the one, or I'm just not looking into it or something, and it's just a negative persona right away. Like they even tell me why, what's wrong, is something wrong? And I was like, does it have to be something wrong if you don't want to get married at a certain point? Maybe people should have their own personal choices and their personal things, but I feel like the society influence kind of does impact people's decisions sometimes. People may be getting together for the wrong reasons as well. in general, I feel. It could be monetary, it could be because of age, it could be because I want babies. But wouldn't it be better to be with the right person than the wrong person and just go for the marriage? You never know who's right, who's wrong, but you gotta vet and see as much as possible before you jump into such a big commitment, I feel.
So now that you're saying that you're 36, going on 37, why is it that you're still single?
To be honest, one of the reasons is I haven't found the partner and the person that I'm looking for. And with that, I'm not saying I'm going to get 10 out of 10 from the criteria I am, but I want someone who at least I feel good, like, a lot of feelings for, as well as we are on the same page. We have similar goals. We're working towards something. We have values in life that are quite similar, and it's been a little tough, definitely, finding that. As well as being pressured doesn't help, because the more you get pressured, as we all know, human nature, we don't want to do things when we're told.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so when my parents or community or anybody tries to force it or make it that something's wrong, I kind of want to, it makes me automatically rebel, to be honest. And it's not purposely, it's just happening because I'm getting irritated that why is marriage the world, like the end of all? Why does it have to be everything, you know? And
Why
like,
does it have to resort to
yeah,
marriage first?
why does it
Like,
always, why is life about marriage? Like,
Right.
what if I wanted to have a kid tomorrow without being married? Is that wrong? You know, so it comes back to, and then one, like, again, another reason I'm still single, it's very hard to find someone, going back to the dating apps, because that's mostly what I use. And don't get me wrong, I've met nice people, I've met genuine people. I've definitely had a spark, almost got into a relationship with some of them. But I feel honestly, because of technology and because there's so much variety, it fizzles more often than not. People always want what's best. They're always looking for what's next or what's better, or you know, they just don't want to settle. They just think there's always something better around the corner because dating apps have opened that portal.
yeah, so you're saying that supposedly you, because they could have found you on a dating app and you might have not matched certain person's criteria, there could be somebody else. And then, let's say, while talking to you, they talk to somebody else on the dating app. Is that very often? Does that happen very often?
we wouldn't know if the person I was talking or dating or whatever would be talking to others, because I would assume everybody joins the dating app, they're
Right.
talking to multiple people, which I don't think anything's wrong with that. But like, if you get to a point where the two of you have agreed that you're going to be exclusive or you're going to like do something about this, then I feel that they should definitely make
Okay.
sacrifices, and I would personally myself, you know. But like, to go back also to say, traditional dating also had its cons, because I guess it was harder to meet people, it was harder to connect, it was harder to, like, without phones, without whatever, like, how do you keep in touch? It was, but I'll tell you what, based on my experience in the past, when I've dated my first and second girlfriend, we talked on the phone for hours.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
literally,
yeah.
there was no texting and hearts and this, that, and it was literally, hey, let's get on the phone and talk.
Yeah, because I would assume when you do traditional dating or talking on the phone, you could at least encounter emotions, right? But if you're texting all the time, you can't really encounter the
100%.
emotions.
100%. I mean, I'm not the greatest texter also, so I could be a little bit biased, but
But I think that's
but, like,
generally all
yeah,
men.
I know,
but
yeah.
okay.
You could say that, I guess. I mean, it's hard to have banter, I feel. And
Yeah.
also, to be honest, if you do want to start banter or start a good rapport through texting, if the other person does not give you that back, you can't, it's very hard to go forward.
Right, right.
You know, you
Yeah.
can just be trying so hard and that person just feeds you by texting a little bit, then disappearing for 2 days, and then
Oh my
you're
God.
wondering.
Yeah,
and
I hate
that's
one
the
of
whole
those.
point of games and stuff, which is annoying. People, I feel, but it's just where our world is moving towards, and I wouldn't say one's better than the other, but I feel personally, I guess traditional works better for me.
Has there ever been a time where you have not matched the woman's criteria?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's happened. Actually, that's funny. I never thought about that. I just thought I was awesome. But
Oh, come on. But yeah, but
No, I'm kidding, I'm
have you
kidding.
come across such a
I've
situation?
never had someone blatantly tell me that I'm not in their criteria, so I wouldn't know. But I assume that ones that fizzle, or like when sometimes we have a great first or second date and then all of a sudden they disappear, I'm like, whoa, what happened there? So I'm sure internally something they're thinking, this guy red flag this, that red flag something.
Yeah.
Like, we all do it. we all definitely do it, but I feel, me personally, I'm not that judgmental because for me to judge someone, firstly, it takes a lot. Like, you really have to do something crazy for me to even think something. Secondly, I'm always wanting to give the benefit of the doubt because humans make mistakes. We all have our pros and cons. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
perfect. But yeah, I would say, to answer your question, I'm sure that
Yeah.
there definitely people have vetoed me, I would say.
And if they have, if you've not really matched the criteria, what do you think personally could be the problem or the aspect of the criteria that was not met? What do you
Right.
think that criteria
That's their
could
problem.
be?
No, I'm kidding.
No, no, no. Let's not be selfish now.
I'm just playing. I just when I say
Yeah.
these things, I just kind of like self positivity, I guess.
Oh, come on.
But
You're on my show. It's
yeah,
unfiltered.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean in the sense that I just talk these things just to make it attract the universe that good things, you know. But basically, what I would say is, can you repeat the question again?
Well, there you go. I think you're
Because
trying to rehearse that.
no, there's so many elements to this point that like I want to make sure I answer it correctly.
No, so if you have not met anyone's criteria, what do you think that criteria could be?
Oh, okay, like personally, like what?
Yeah.
I
What's your
mean,
problem,
yeah, I
basically?
mean, like there's everybody has different preferences and what they're expecting and stuff. But like, I guess one thing would be maybe sometimes because I'm pretty unfiltered myself,
Yeah.
and I feel that maybe I say the wrong things in the first date, or maybe I go a little bit like, you never know, maybe I didn't do something that was gentlemanly, but not purposely. You know, anything
Right.
could happen. Like, I'm usually a I'm quite a gentleman when it goes to dates, and I treat the woman proper, and I would like her. She should be treated like a queen. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I feel that when they give it back, you never know. Like, I've also vetoed people for the most ridiculous reasons.
Give
So
me that
like,
reason. Now
yeah,
that you brought it up, I would
I
love to
mean,
know.
yeah, like one, she speaks too loud, or she was weird in the restaurant, or like she grabbed sushi with her hand when she was drunk and smashed it into her mouth. Like, yeah, it was in America. I mean, of all, that's the one place you'll see that. But yeah, it's other reasons would be, well, there was one that wouldn't stop talking. She was from here and like Indian, living here. She wouldn't stop, and every time I try to get a word in, I was interrupted, and then 5 minutes later she goes, "You're the stand-up comedian. You should be bringing more to this table." Yeah.
That's
So
hilarious.
when you have no chance to talk, it's like, well, how are you supposed to be funny or entertained? So that's the only date I've ever left mid-date.
Wow. Like you
Yeah, the
just walked
only
away
ever.
and
I
said,
had to
"Peace,
mess.
I'm
Yes, no,
out."
I had to message my friend and be like, "Bro, I need you to call me and say that
Oh
there's
my
something." So I
God.
acted like there was an emergency, and that was the one and only time. And I let her down nicely, and I said I definitely paid the bill, and I
Right.
said,
Gentleman.
yeah, we had definitely paid the bill, and I said, I'll let you. We'll hit it off again. Like, we'll meet up again. Something will happen again,
But
and
that never
yeah,
happened, did
she
it?
kind of knew it too.
Okay. So I'm going to make this a bit more controversial, right? So, what's the chance of you meeting someone from a dating app and a traditional, like through traditional dating? Like, which of the spectrum would you basically have sex right away? Like, which is the easier?
I would definitely say the hookup culture is more in the dating apps.
Yeah.
It also depends on which dating apps. But
That I'm going to ask you
yeah,
later.
yeah, of course. But to be honest, it doesn't always resort to sex. There are times that one or the other definitely goes in expecting it, assuming more men. But, but yeah, I don't know. I would say it definitely be the dating apps versus traditional.
And if you do end up with someone from a dating app, how would you tell your children this story? Like, yo, I met your mom from a dating app, or
Yeah.
would you be honest
Oh,
with your
100%.
kids?
Because, like I said, even though I'm talking all this shit about dating apps and stuff, and I still don't think there's anything wrong with it. There shouldn't be a taboo around it at all because it's a
Right.
norm and it's the way that people connect, and um, it's literally the way that you have to present yourself and if you want to meet people. If you want to talk about that, I can mention, let's say, speed dating.
Okay.
Okay, speed dating I would say falls more in the category of traditional.
Okay.
Now, I have myself been on two speed dating events, one in the States, one in Bangkok, and I've met some really good, genuine people on it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, and I definitely had a rapport, and like we kept in touch, and we spoke for months. But one of the instances was that we were in different countries, so it kind of
Right.
fizzled, which was
Right.
sad. But the other one was I just felt that she moved away. So there was a more of a connection than there was through the dating app that I felt, because in the speed
Mm.
dating you're both coming with the mindset that hey, we're both looking for someone. It's semi-serious. We want to get to know each other. This is not to hook up. And I'm sure people go in with that intention. But I'm just saying if you know what you want in life and you go in with a different mindset, then I would say like traditional dating is much easier to find someone.
So, what is the best dating app you would recommend women or men who are looking for a long term relationship?
So as they market Hinge, which markets themselves as the dating app to be deleted because they want you to find someone and then eventually get off their dating platform, I would say from what I've known, I've used myself when I've traveled as well as what I've known is that Bumble and Hinge are a little bit more on the serious factor. Tinder and OkCupid, I would say, is also serious. Coffee Meets Bagel, also serious.
My God, you do have a list,
But
don't
I'm
you?
not on all. I'm not on all of them. I'm not on all of them. I just
But
know
you're
which
very well
ones for what.
educated
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
section.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm only on Bumble to myself, to be honest. So, and I want if Hinge worked in Thailand, I'd probably be on it because I definitely want to find someone in a more
Okay.
serious capacity.
Interesting. Interesting. So now what I want to find out is that from a traditional dating point of view, do you meet more married focused individuals rather than dating apps? Do you think that through traditional dating, people are more focused on marriage at your age groups?
So, are we talking setups by family and community, or are we talking about just meeting
Or it,
someone in a restaurant or whatever?
you could meet anybody. So
Yeah.
anything like outside dating app,
Yeah,
right? Like if
yeah.
you were to meet,
Introduced by someone
yeah,
or something
anything.
or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would say that
More marriage
yeah, that
focused.
there's definitely more marriage focus and because if you go into I'm not saying dating apps there's not people on it that are looking to get married. I'm sure there
Oh,
are.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely the portal that people are trying now because you can actually set your status of what you're looking for and stuff like that. But if I had been introduced to someone, say like a friend told me like, hey, so there's this girl, she's really cute and she's looking for something serious and I think you guys would be a good match, I'd definitely entertain it. And I think that would be even a higher chance because you would both have come in with the mindset that, hey, we're not just here to hook up, we're not just here to play games. We genuinely want to know each other. We genuinely want to get maybe build a life one day.
Do you have anything you want to add on that you might want to say to our listeners? Or
Yeah.
you want to give any advice to anyone who could also be struggling at the dating perspective at your age?
Well, I would say don't get desperate, my friends, because being 36 or 35 and above and single, there's nothing wrong with us. In fact, we're growing more as an individual. We're becoming smarter. We're getting more goal oriented. When it's time to meet the right person, it will happen. I truly believe in that. Like I definitely given up on that saying for a long time as well because I lost hope that
Right.
doing so many going on so many dating apps, going on so many dates, and just seeing that everything is each date is almost the same. There's just people looking for different things, people ghosting each other, stuff like that. But don't give up because I would say that there will be a situation that there's someone for everyone. Let's put it that way.
Okay. A bonus and a last question for
Yeah.
you. I hope you don't mind, but do you think by coming on to this interview today will hurt your chance of getting laid or getting married?
I like that question. Okay. So basically, to be honest, if anyone has an issue and wouldn't want to date me or based on this or even get laid or whatever, then it's not the person that I want to be around because I truly am looking for someone non-judgmental and open with an open heart and wanting to get to know someone genuinely and not have any outside influences of who that person is or being talked in their ear that this person is that. I feel that being true and genuine and honest from the day one is so important because if you end up with that person and if you're not honest from the beginning, what's going to happen down the line? You're going to find things about each other you never knew. You're going to have major issues. It's better to open up about everything as when you know that you can trust the other person. when you know that that person has genuine intentions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was chat for you. Thank you for coming on to
Thank you,
Aman's
Aman. That was fun.
Unfiltered and for being absolutely unfiltered on my show today. I hope chat here has given you all an idea how it's like and how it truly feels in this day and age over the whole idea of dating apps and traditional dating. We've now explored the incredible insights of dating app versus traditional dating, and it's clear that both methods have the unique challenges and benefits. Whether you prefer the organic connection or traditional dating or the convenience of swiping right, the most important thing is to find what works best for you. Remember, there's no universal approach to finding love, and it's okay to take your time to meet the right person. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Amanpreet Kalra, and we hope you found the discussion insightful and fun. I'm sure I had a lot of fun today. Until next time, keep an open heart and mind in your journey towards meaningful connections. Goodbye and happy dating!